Good evening and welcome, and a very Merry Christmas to everybody that's listening and going on live. Thank you very much. My name's Stuart. I'm part of All Things Sky Blue. As you can see down at the bottom is my X or Twitter handle, if you like, PUSB1980. We are on the following as well: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. X, YouTube, you name it, we're on it. You can also get Mark, I've decided not to have it today. I've decided to go for a plain screen at the back. Well, the reason is, for the first time, I don't know how well this is actually going to go, but I'm going to try and go. Brandon's just said, where's the Latium Borough posters? They're up on the ceiling. I'm not going to show you them at all. I'm going to go live on TikTok. I don't know how this is going to go. So I'm going to be trying to do both. Like I said, I don't know how well this is going to go. It could go terribly wrong, but we will see. So let me just chat about Coventry City and FPL. FPL. Done. Go live. Like I said, I don't know how well this is going to go with me doing both. I have pressed go live. Confirm. You need to confirm. Confirm. Done. Right, let's. Oh God, hold on. Sorry. I should have done this before. I look, TikTok's new to me. TikTok Live is new to me anyway, and it's the first time that we've ever done it. So I don't, like I said, I don't know how well this is going to go. Just got to put my date of birth in here. Next. Oh, for God's sake, this is going to go. This ain't going to go well, I don't think. All right, I'll have to have a look into that later, I think. So that's not going to happen. So I can just focus on you guys. So yeah, so like I said, the the posters are up upstairs, not upstairs. They're on the ceiling, which I aren't going to show you. So again, thank you very much for everyone that's coming on and sending the messages through thick and fast. Much appreciated. Before I do carry on, just remember we are partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar, and we've also sponsored by Lloyd Wright Fabrications, which is in this corner just here. You can do all your fabrication work up and down the country, but he is mainly based in the West Midlands area. So Mark Smith has said, what changes would you make for Sunderland match on Saturday? It's a difficult one because I thought, the past two games, I know obviously we changed it for Sunderland, but the past two games have been okay. They have been all right. We've got two really good draws out of, two relegated teams. Really happy with the performances. And yeah, I can't knock it really. Me personally, I would go to a 4-3-3. I think I would go back to going for a 4-3-3 and probably go back to the Blues game and play the people in the Blues game, just because I think we haven't got much. Look, every game's going to be tough, but we haven't got much to fear. Really, I think at the moment, obviously, I'll mention that comment in a minute, Dalraj. But they have changed manager, and he's got a week to settle in, really, I suppose. Well, let's say a week. He's got a couple of days, which might not be very good for them. Yeah, I'm not on Glenn. Glenn's just messaged me. Sorry, I'm not on TikTok because it looks a little bit complicated. So I might get that up for the next one that we do. I will go live on TikTok at some point. I just don't think it's going to happen today. because I am getting questions come through thick and fast, and I do want to get through them. Yeah, so I wouldn't make any changes from the Blues game, really, or the Southampton game. I'll probably go more Southampton. No changes for the Southampton game, but yeah, look, I don't think we've got anything to fear really. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Darraj, I'll put your question up. Oh no, it wasn't that one. Anyway, it was. Oh yeah, it was. Sorry, mate. Darraj, thank you very much, buddy. I have tickets for the Coventry versus Sheffield Wednesday on Boxing Day. It looks like it's a sellout. Yeah, it does. Really pleased with that. Yeah, very, very good. I think it will be a good following, especially on Boxing Day. I think they'll bring a few down as well. I think I'm not sure what they're allocated, but yeah, it should be a good day out. And I must say as well, again, Merry Christmas to everybody that's watching on our platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and X, or formerly known as Twitter. Thank you very much. And again, just please look, if you want me to send any happy birthdays out or anything you want me to do, feel free, and I'll try and get through them all. Darryl Rage has also said Michael Beale is confident Sunderland's ferocious support will play a key part in his first game in charge against Coventry. Yeah, well, look, you messaged me on WhatsApp, didn't you, Darraj, and mentioned about the manager's new manager bounce, and it could happen. It could easily happen, and they could have a new manager bounce. But look, I'm not a massive fan of Beale, in all honesty. I don't think I don't think he did much at Rangers. He was, when he was first at Rangers with Steven Gerrard, he was behind the scenes. How much, everybody said that he was a kind of mastermind, but Gerrard must have had some clout there to do what they did. And then when he's been on his own, he hasn't really, he didn't really do anything at Rangers the second time when he was there on his own. Didn't really do much at QPR when he was there. Don't rate him massively, unless I see otherwise. Sunderland are going to be a tough game anyway. We know this. And I'm not, they're not going to lay down, and they have got a new manager. But I think we can go there and we can disrupt the party, most definitely. But yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't think it's going to be an easy game, and it is going to be a tough game. But I think we can go there, and I think we can do something. I really, really do. Brandon again. Hi, Brandon. Can everyone else see comments? I can only see mine. I don't know what you can normally see, in all honesty. So I don't know, mate. Darraj has also said, surely Sunderland don't beat us. They haven't beaten us for ages, a bogey side. I don't know if we're massively anybody's bogey side, really, because we've just been so up and down. But look, we drew at our place. I think we could have won, if I remember rightly. They could have won. I think if you keep Jack Clark quiet, and who's the other lad on the other side? I can't remember. Apologies, I can't remember that. But if you keep them two quiet, I think, especially Clark, we know how good Clark is. And Bellingham's there as well, Joe Bellingham. And I think if you keep them quiet, I think we might do all right. Look, again, it's not about what they can do, it's about what we can do. And I still think that if we show up, we can give anybody a game like we've seen against Southampton and Leeds in the past couple of games. So, yeah, we should be going there full of confidence just as much as they should be. So it will be a good game. So anybody that's going, again, safe travels, down there, so up there. So safe travels there and back, and hope you bring the 3 points back. Mark, I'm going to put this one up. Mark said, did you enjoy going on BBC CWR on Friday? Loved it. Absolutely brilliant with Oggy and Clive, and obviously Mark was there as well. I was on my Christmas do, and I went out for an hour to do the Sounds of the Sky Blues with Mark, Oggy, and Clive Eakin. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If anybody gets a chance to do it, just email them and give it a go, because it's really, really good. Yeah, good fun. Enjoyed it. Oggy is just one of the nicest guys, and Tigers as well. But Oggy's was a player at Coventry City, and it's just so good to see ex-players and stuff. So yeah, it'll be really, really good. Glenn, hiya Glenn, all good, mate. Thank you very much. Joshua James, what is our change in form down to? Good question. I think it's everything really. Changing formation, round pegs, round holes. I think the players are actually buying into what Robins is trying to do. They've become galvanised with each other. They're fighting for each other. You can see that there's a performance there. It's all just positive, and I think Callum coming back is a big one as well. He's infectious, enthusiastic, that he is with everything about Coventry City. The way that he's orchestrating that midfield now he's back in there has got to be down to it as well. He's done tremendously well since he's been back. Don't want to push him too much, so I think he was right to start on the bench against Leeds. But yeah, I think everything's coming really, really well. Everything's coming together, and we're getting there slowly. I think we're turning the corner. We've had 2 draws. We've had a win against Birmingham. Yeah, it's all looking really, really good. Really pleased, and I think it's down to everything really. Like I said, the players buying into it and everything like that as well. You're under average Cov fan. You're an average Cov fan. Sorry, has said thoughts on Schumacher to Stoke from Plymouth. Bit of a weird one, isn't it? There's that's just the manager's circle, is just crazy this season so far. A lot of people, I don't know whether they're panicking. Me personally, I think Schumacher's maybe made a mistake there slightly. Plymouth they're a good side, they're an okay side. So are Stoke. I just think that managers shouldn't jump ship too soon. He's obviously getting a bit more money or a lot more money than Plymouth were going to give him. They got a package out of it. Depends on who goes to Plymouth now, I suppose. Again, just that manager roundabout, let alone in the Premier League, it's mad in the Championship as well. I think that's what 10 or 11 managers that are out now. It's crazy. But yeah, I think he's probably made the wrong decision. But again, time will tell. You may come back to this and say, well, you were absolutely wrong, Stuart. I might be, but I might be right as well. So yeah. He's also said, what about Cooper leaving Forest? Yeah, again, a weird one. I think he was liked by the fans. I know the results weren't coming in for him at Forest, but he's a good manager. Cooper could go to Plymouth and do really, really well. Cooper's going to be after. He's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be out of a job for very long. In all honesty, I think he did well at Forest. Excuse me. So yeah, I think he'll do okay. And like I said, he won't be out of a job for very long. I'm going to put this one up. Sky Blue Sam. When will Leeds stop being rattled by Cov? I don't think they ever will, if I'm honest. Look, I think I'm not sure why they did get so rattled by us and they were so annoyed. And I don't know why Daniel Farke was so annoyed with how we set up. They're a good football inside. We had to nullify them somehow. And playing 5 at the back is where, sorry, not 5 at the back, 5 in midfield is where we did it. And I think the counter-attack worked. We had chances towards the end of that game as well. And we just battled, and I don't think it was right. You should, regardless of what's gone in the game, you should always shake hands afterwards. And that's what I think it was Rutter, wasn't it? I think that didn't shake hands with Bobby, and that started the melee off at the end of the game. But But no, it doesn't look good, but you've got to shake hands after the game. Whatever's gone on the pitch is on the pitch. It doesn't matter about anything else. Just shake hands, and whether you agree with it or not, just shake hands and be a man. Don't worry if you're lost or drawn. There's bigger things out there. Look at bless him, Tom Locklear again. Speedy recovery. I hope you get well really, really soon, mate. And I do hope it's not the end of his career, because he's been a great servant for Luton, and he was a brilliant player. And unfortunately, obviously, he collapsed in the playoff final against us, and obviously he collapsed against Bournemouth at the weekend as well. So look, get well soon, and I hope it isn't your end of your career, because that must be hard to take. But Godspeed for your recovery, buddy. I hope you get well soon. That's that one. Glenn said, have Cov missed a trick by not signing Billy Sharp on a free? Hull have signed him up. Yes. In a word, I do. I wanted us to sign him at the start of the season. He would have been a really good squad player. He knows where the back of the net is. He is a good player. I know age isn't on his side, but he's still, for half an hour, he'll terrorise defences. And yes, I think we have missed a trick. Like I said, I wanted him at the start of the season. He's a good player, good squad signing. I think we have. Glenn's also said, Beale more like Beadle. Yeah, I just hope he hasn't got his little hands. Joshua said, is Sunderland away another free hit? Patrick Roberts. Sorry, Josh, I will come back to your question. Patrick Roberts is the other guy that we need to try and keep quiet a little bit. Is Sunderland away another free hit? Is it a free hit? I suppose you could call it a free hit just because, but they're only 6 points away from us. If we win, we're 3 points away from them. So they're in and around us. So no, I wouldn't say it was a free hit. Really, we've got to go there, and we've got to get something. A point. A point. I've always said it on our X Spaces, and whenever I've done anything like this, we need to make sure that we win our home games, we draw our away games, and we'll be somewhere close. So if we come away with a point from Sunderland, it's not the worst thing in the world. Yes, it's 3 draws, but if we beat Sheffield Wednesday Boxing Day, them draws look a little bit better. I think Boxing Day is probably the more important one, because again, we are at home. But yeah, I think we need to make sure that we come away with something. Like I said, if we come away with a draw, not the end of the world. If we come away with a win, then we consider that a big win, considering that we've just got 2 draws as well against relegated sides. But is it a free hit? No, I don't think it is. You're an average Cov fan. You and Mark were very good on CWR, spoke really well, and really interesting views shared. Thank you very much. Like I said, if you ever get a chance to do it, do it. It's brilliant to have a go. Darragh Singh has come back on. Thank you very much. What about dropping fads? That as well? Well, look, I think with the back 4, I think it was inevitable. Excuse me. I was going to cough at the same time then. Excuse me. Sorry about that. For me, it was inevitable that Fads was going to be dropping out once we went back to a back 4. I've said it all along. I don't think you can play in a back 4. I think it's a little bit too slow for me. If we ever reverted back to a back 3, or if we were winning 1-0 or 2-1 or something, and he wanted to shore up the defence and put 3 centre halves on and play 5 at the back just to block everything, then yeah, Fads is probably your man. But if we're playing a back 4, I don't think he is. I'm not sure whether he'll sign at the end of the season, whether we'll, give him another year. He might go on to I'd love to see him on the coaching staff. I think that would be a really nice thing to do, him and Kelly. Get them both on the coaching staff a little bit, and bringing the youth lads through. and what they know. So yeah, I think that's the right way to go. If they don't want to and they do move on, then we'll shake their hands. We will thank them very, very much because they've been both great servants to the club. And we'll part ways. But yeah, I think he's going to struggle now because I think you've got Binks that is probably ahead of him. You've definitely got Latty that's ahead of him and can play anywhere on the pitch. Everybody knows how much I love Latty. And yeah, you've got Bobby Thomas and Kitchen. Bidwell could play there if really, really necessary. But yeah, everyone at the moment is just playing so well. I think that he just isn't getting into that side at the moment. Sam again. Scrolling down too fast. Sorry. Scrolling down. Have the club got Oxford FA Cup prices wrong? Seems a lot of unsold seats online still. Yeah, Glenn actually sent us that in a private message, and I haven't even seen prices. If I'm honest, I haven't seen anything about the FA Cup because I was expecting to see it. But if somebody can tell me, how much they are, I can give my opinion to whether I think they're too high or too low. But I haven't seen any prices. If I'm honest, I don't know how much they are. But I have seen there is a lot of unsold seats. Marks has said, how many points can we get from Sunderland away, Sheff Wednesday, and Swansea at home? I keep forgetting we've got Swansea as well in the middle of everything. I do keep forgetting about Swansea at home. Excuse me. Like I said, if you look, you've got to be looking at 7 points. Sunderland 1 point away, win at Sheffield Wednesday, beat Swansea. That's the way we should be looking at it. But if we can beat Sunderland, beat Sheff Wednesday, I'd be happy with a draw against Swansea, and vice versa with Sheff Wednesday and Swansea. So I think you've got to be looking at 7 points out them 3 games personally. Just because we've got 2 home games with that as well. I think we should have beat Swansea at their place. And obviously we haven't played Swansea at their place, but we haven't played Sheff Wednesday yet at all. So, yeah, I think 7 points is most likely. What's your game? Oh, okay. What's your game, moment, goal, and player of 2023 for Cov? Okay, so game, moment, goal, player of 2023. The game and player, I'm going to do in one, and it's going to be Hamer, playoff semi-final at Middlesbrough, and that goal that sent us through personally. Unbelievable day. I travelled down from obviously from Cov, from Cov to Middlesbrough, and everything about it was just absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere, the night, but yeah, I would probably say the game, moment, and goal. That's all 3, to be fair. Even though there is, one of my favourite Vic goals is probably against Wigan at home, where Eccles kicked it out just before the halfway line. He turned, and again, Clive's commentary for that is just absolutely brilliant. It gives me goosebumps every time. That's probably all of them, to be fair. The game, moment, goal, and player. I think it's when you look at 2023, you've got to look at moments like that. We did still have Vic, and we did still have Hamer at the time in 2023, obviously early on. But yeah, that's probably them for me, really, if I'm honest. Darraj, Hamer will most likely be at the Sheffield Wednesday game. Is that because you think he's going to get booked in the cup or sent off? I've seen that going around that Hamer is 1 booking away from being suspended for the Boxing Day game that they've got, and is going to come and watch us. I can't see that happening anyway. But yeah. Mark Smith, Darraj, Mark Smith 5. Have I missed something there? Oh, I think Darraj is saying 5 points. Okay, out of them. I think we deserve. Look, like I said, we can't go with any fear. I think we've got to be going there and thinking we can win, because I think we can. Like I said, it's not going to be an easy game, but I do think that we can win. Darraj saying we need to start winning games and need to stop drawing games. Yeah, look, it's always easier said than done. I think we've drew 9 this season so far. We've won, is it 7, and lost 6 or something like that. Anyway, I think these draws will start turning into wins, I think. But like I said, if we draw in our away games, winning our home games, then it makes everything a little bit better anyway. We'll be somewhere close. So I'm not too worried at the moment about draws, especially, look, we've just drew against 2 relegated sides. They've got, they've spent a lot of money. Both clubs have spent a lot of money. And I know we've spent money this season, but we haven't spent as much as them. And, we've got to give ourselves credit against teams like that. And I think we'll be fine. You're under average Cov fan. Are Thomas and Kitchen better than McNally and Panzo? Right, okay. So you said McNally and Panzo. So I'm going to say yes. If you mention McNally and Doyle, that's a different kettle of fish. I think it's running a little bit closer, and I think McNally and Doyle were amazing for us. Thomas and Kitchen are getting there, and I think the more they play, I will say yes. But McNally and Doyle were one hell of a partnership with Fads in the middle. It got us to the playoff final. So you can't, we haven't got there yet. If Thomas and Kitchen get us to the playoff final, in the next sort of 2-3 years or so, then yes, I think they will be. But at the moment, I will McNally and Panzo, yes, they're better than. McNally and Doyle, no. That's what I'm going to go for. Why have you said Reece Small? Mark, come back on and tell me why you said Reece Small. Sky Blue Sam, thank you very much. Are Leicester and Ipswich already promoted? Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Leicester and Ipswich, because they've done absolutely brilliantly, the pair of them. Obviously, Leicester we knew were going to be up there, but they're exceeding probably what they were going to do. Ipswich is the anomaly, really. I wasn't expecting them to do what they've done, but they have, and it's great for them. Fair play to them, because they've proven a lot of people wrong. Look, a lot of things can happen. Ipswich, they can all have dips. It just depends on how much of a big dip they have. I think it's going to be hard to catch them, in all honesty, even for Leeds and Southampton to catch them. But they can catch them if they do have, if they go 2-3, not winning games, drawing the odd few, but Leeds and Southampton do. They can be caught. It will be hard, and like I said, it depends on how far or how long their dip is, because every team's going to have a dip. It's just when they have it. At the moment, they don't seem like they're going to, but you just never know. Rob Shoesmith, thank you very much for coming on, buddy. What have you said? Evening. Nice to see a familiar accent. Live in Aberdeenshire. Oh, wow. Thanks for coming on, buddy. And it's the main thing I miss about living here, not being able to go to the games. I think we'll do well at Sunderland most years. Yeah, look, I think the one was a few years ago, wasn't it, when we won 5-4, and it was an absolute ridiculous game. I think we were going backwards and forwards. But yeah, it's yeah. Um, Sorry you don't get to see much of us. We are on Skype a lot, to be fair, or the red button. So hopefully you can catch us and our games on there. That would be nice for you to see. He's also said we have good form at Sunderland. And Rob's also said Fad still has a big part to play, bringing on the youngsters. Yeah, I just said that if he doesn't get a deal at the end of the year, I would like him and Kelly. I think they're both good enough to try and bring on as coaches as well. Da, 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 da. So Glenn has said Tavares seems to be set to go out on loan. What level and club would you look at to send him to? Yeah, I've said this before when people have asked me the question as well. I think it's the right thing to do for Tavares to go out on the loan, because I just think that he needs to build up his confidence playing, but he needs to go to and his own. I'm only saying this club probably because they've already got one of our loan signings in Burrows, and that's Lincoln. They're up there, and I think he needs to stay in England, not go over to Scotland or anywhere like that. I think he needs to stay because I don't think Howley's getting much of a look in wherever Howley's gone to, and they just seem to, out of sight, out of mind a little bit. Where in England, we're always looking at Lincoln and what he's doing. Burrows, obviously, I'm slightly biased anyway because I think he's a brilliant player and I do like him. But somewhere like a Lincoln, upper levels, definitely upper levels of League One, he needs to be going. You can't be sending down to bloody League Two or bottom end of League One. It's got to be top end League One. Personally, that's where I would want to see him go. Yeah, even a Derby or somewhere like that, somewhere close. He's got to fight to get into the squad, and then when he's in there, let's see what he can do. For me, Mark Smith has said Matthew Henry. Again, I'm not sure why you're saying these names, Mark. You need to tell me why, because I don't know whether I've missed something. Glenn said, for anybody that's asking about ticket prices and stuff, it's £15 for non-season ticket holders and £13 for season ticket holders for adults for Oxford. So it's £13 a ticket. I'm not sure why then. Are adults, are kids free or are kids a little bit cheaper? I don't know about that either. I'm not sure why the tickets aren't selling if they're not really. Michael Renwick, thank you very much for coming on, has said, could the amount of unsold seats be to do with people buying Sunderland and Borough away? Bear with me, sorry. Oh, sorry, right. Mark's tagging people who's watching the show. Right, sorry, thank you very much. Matthew Henry on Facebook. I'm with you now. Sorry, mate. Sorry, back to the Michael Renwick. Sorry. Could the amount of unsold seats be to do with people buying Sunderland and Borough away and knowing FA Cup won't sell out, so saving them money as everyone will be tight on budgets at the minute? Yeah, it's close to Christmas as well. I know it's obviously just after, but people with Christmas money and obviously budgets and things like that might come into play. So yeah, I think definitely. I think that comes into it, mate. Really, Michael. Thank you very much for that, mate. Rob Shoesmith has been on again. Thank you very much, Rob. He said, I think 4 points from those three. I'm a pessimist. Yeah. I still think you win your home games and you draw your away game, and you're going to be on 7 points. So I think we need to be looking at that in a whichever way it happens. Even if we draw on Boxing Day and we win the next two, you never know. We just need to keep ticking over on these points. So, like I said, away games draw, home games win. Mark Smith has said, should we offer a contract to Callum O'Hare? Yes, is the answer to that. Yes, I do. Would I pay over the odds for him? Not sure. I know, obviously, on CWR, I made a flippant comment about giving him 100 million in a 10-year contract or whatever it was. But no, in all seriousness, yes, we should offer him a contract, but we shouldn't be held to ransom either. Look at what Doug King did with Hamer and with Vic. I think he was, if he didn't get the money that he wanted, he was willing to hold out and let him go for free. And it could be the same scenario. I do hope he signs a contract. We love him, and I think he loves us just as much as we do love him. So, yeah, I think I'm hoping that he'll sign. Steve Slack on Facebook, thank you very much. We are turning a corner. We definitely are. It's brilliant to see. I think everything's coming together slowly. I think it's taken slightly longer than obviously we all wanted, but probably what Mark Robbins was hoping for. But we are starting to come together slowly. And Sims, over the past 2 games as well, for me, playing up on his own, especially against Leeds, he was good. He was really good, put himself about a bit more, held the ball up, played the ball off a little bit more. Yeah, brilliant to see. And obviously he helped in the, leading up to the goal as well. He did do well. Look, Sims gets a lot of stick from a lot of fans, probably me included as well in that. But, credit where credit's due. He played well. Obviously on our X space, I mentioned about Sheaf. Is the captaincy a little bit too much for Sheaf? Do you guys think that Sheaf's got the captaincy head on? Maybe you shouldn't be captain. Obviously Glenn's just mentioned it there before I got down to it, before I saw it. So I will put that one up for now. Should Sheaf be captain, or would Kitchen be a better captain? Well, the thing with Kitchen, he was captain for Barnsley, wasn't he? And I think Robbins wanted him so much that he saw him as a future captain. So maybe take it off Sheaf. Maybe it's a little bit too heavy for him. Some players can cope with it, some players can't. It's just one of them things. Maybe take it off him, maybe give it Kitchen and take a little bit of pressure off Sheaf. And, you might see the better Sheaf and you might see a better Kitchen. You never know. But yeah, it's an interesting one with Sheaf and the captaincy, really, for me. I would love to see him captain because I think he is a brilliant player. One of the first names on the team sheet. But is it too much for him? What do you guys think? Let me know. Steve Slack, very much. Thanks ever so much again. Goals for against shows how close we are. Just need to put it in the net. Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. Yeah, we definitely need to start putting these goals away, and I think the chances away, and I think it's going to come. I really do. Like I said, I think we have turned a corner. Joshua, thanks, Josh, for coming on again. 3 games left this year. How many points are we picking up? As I've said already, I think we'll pick up. I would like us to pick up about 7 points. If we can get 9, brilliant. If we come away with 6, I'll be happy with that, I suppose. But yeah, I would like us to see 7, really. Yeah, I got your message on the last one, Mark. Thanks, buddy. Glenn said kids are £5 or £7. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what to say, really. Maybe I'll go back to Michael Renwick and what he said about people not being able to afford it, maybe. in budgets and things like that. So that might be the case of why it's not sold as much as we'd like, really. And it should be a good game against Oxford, but if it was a bigger, I think you'll find if it was a bigger team, even if it was slightly more, I think a few more people would have turned up against a bigger club, if you like. Stephen McGovern, thanks, Stephen. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Thanks for your message on the YouTube. I would like us to recall Howley and play him under 21s, then push him for first team. The lad's got natural talent. Yeah, so I do try and keep up with, obviously, the loan players and where they've gone. But somebody, Mark or Glenn or Josh, might be able to tell me on here. So message me and tell me who he's gone on loan to. I know it's Scotland, obviously. I've got a feeling in my head that it's Dundee, I think. But I've been looking, and I have been looking at all of them, and I haven't even seen him in the squad, so I don't know if he's injured or anything. It's at Dundee. I thought he was at Dundee. But I haven't seen him in any squads recently, not in the first team and not on the bench either. And I have been looking because I look, obviously I look for Burrows as well, so I look for Howley. I am interested in how he's doing. But I just don't see him. I don't see him anywhere. So can somebody tell me, is he injured? I don't know. I'm not sure whether. Look, we're a different team now. Yeah, I know he's featured in 7 games, Glenn, but recently I haven't noticed him. Whether I've just missed him or not, I'm not sure. But I haven't noticed him in any of the squads in the past few weeks. I think them 7 games was closer to the start of the season, I think. Unless I'm wrong, unless I have just missed his name. Apologies, Ryan, if I have missed your name off on squad sheets and stuff. But I have been looking. I've been trying to see you. But yeah, back to how we are a different team now. He's not played in the last 3 games there. Yeah, I don't even think he's been on the bench when I've looked. I'm sure he isn't. But yeah, I just think we are a different team, and it's a lot harder. There's a lot of midfielders now that are back from injury. So the 3, Latty, Sheaf, O'Hare. You've got Eccles, Palmer. You've got Jamie Allen. It's just difficult to get in. And I think he is better out on loan. But if he's not getting games, then yes, bring him back and play him in the under 21s and send him out on loan for another 6 months somewhere else. Like I said at the start of the season, I would have wanted all of them to go to a not a championship, a League One side, because that's where I think we need to filter them down so they get used to the rough and tumble and then bring them back up. So yeah. Michael Renwick. Oh yeah, you're in Aberdeenshire, aren't you, mate? Yeah, Michael. I watched a few games as I live in Scotland, and he didn't seem too great. So it could be a form issue. Don't know if he's injured or not, though. But I wasn't amazed with what I saw. Well, there you go. That's somebody that's watched him over in Scotland. So look. He was good. He did go missing games when he did play with us, and I think that's why he has gone out on loan. But yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Maybe bring him back, and then maybe send him out on loan somewhere else for another 6 months, maybe. Possibly an option. I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? I would like to think that Robbins and the scouting team know what they're doing by sending the players out on loan. And look, obviously, a team's got to come in for him first of all, I suppose. But I'm sure if we offered Ryan Howley to a Lincoln or whoever else is up there, then I'm sure they'd take him if we offered him. He is a good player, but yeah, I think he can go missing in games. But like I said, I haven't seen him on the team sheet for a while, and I certainly haven't seen him on the bench either. Let me just see if there's any messages on. No, that's just telling me that we've gone live on YouTube. So yeah, so any other questions that want to come in for me? Be much appreciated. Just while I'm waiting for some more questions to come in, please remember where you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe anything that we do. We have got some good content on there. We've got an ex Cov player, John Williams interview that's on there as well. We've got an interview with a couple of Danny, who's part of All Things Sky Blue, about mental health and addiction and things like that. So there's things like that on there as well that we try and do. Please go and like and subscribe. Go and like anything that we do. It'd be much appreciated. Glenn's just said, any further shows planned this week? So yes, so we've got, tomorrow me and Mark will be doing a Sunderland preview. And then Thursday, I'm doing a Sheffield Wednesday preview. And then I'm going on their show straight afterwards. That will come out after the Sunderland game. So the Sunderland one will come out on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And then the Sheffield Wednesday one will come out on Saturday after the Sunderland game. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere like that, because I am going out on Saturday. So I will try and get it out on Saturday, but it may be Sunday morning that it actually comes out. So look out for them. Like I said, please go and like and subscribe. We are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We are on other where you can get your podcasts from. So Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and other places as well. What else was I going to say? We are sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, which is just here. He can do any welding for you up and down the country, mainly around the West Midlands, but I know he does travel as well a little bit. So I'm not sure whether he travels as far as you, Michael, up in Aberdeenshire, but he does travel around a little bit. So let's see, actually. While you guys go on, let's see if we can get on to TikTok. I'm going to say this is a no because it's so Glenn has said so yeah, for our podcasts and stuff, we are now being listened to in Cape Verde, Thailand, Canada, UAE, and Austria. So we are getting round a little bit. So it's good. Let me just go through this. Let's see if we can get on while you guys are here as well, so I can answer your questions as well. Because I would like to get this set up, and it would be quite good, I think. Roy Shropshire, thank you very much, Roy, for coming on. Much appreciated. This is an interesting one. What Roy said, do you think Binks will stay in January? Yes, I do think he'll stay in January. I think. Oh God. Oh, I've got a bloody hell, man. All right, I've got. I'll have to come back to that because that's got to show you bloody ID card or driver's license and stuff. Oh God, that's going to take ages. I might do that another time. Do I think Binks will stay in January? Yes, I do. But like I said, I don't. You know, it is a team game, and you never know when you're going to be needed. But I think while while Kitchen and Thomas are playing well, and Thomas is scoring a goal, I just think he won't be. I don't think we'll sign him at the end of the season. I think they'll want too much for him, and we can't offer him enough game time. But again, it is a squad game. Could he play left back if needed? Could Binks play left back? Question to you guys again: do you think Binks can play left back? Just as an option, maybe, just so he's getting a bit of game time. Don't know. Don't know. I think he will stay in January. Don't think he'll go in January because, like we said, it is a team game and you just never know. There's no point in sending him away. There's no point sending him away and then something happens to Thomas or something happens to Kitchen and then you're struggling. You're a centre half down. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's silly. So no, I don't think he's going to go anywhere in January. But obviously, he will go back because there is talks that we are going to sign him at the end of the season. But I'm not sure whether he will or not. But look, he's got to. First of all, he's got to do it in training, and then second of all, he's got to make sure that when he gets his chance, he's got to take it. It's hard for him. It is hard. Michael said, "Sent this earlier, but didn't send. I'm in contact on Twitter with a Dundee fan, so I could direct message him and ask him his thoughts on Howley and DM you if you want more info on how he's doing." That would be great, Michael. That would be spot on if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, really like to know how he is getting on, and if he is, if he's just not doing it, if he's not cutting it up there. Maybe cut it short, bring him back in, and like I said, send him out on loan. But maybe in League One, where he's a bit closer to home, and we can keep. I can have a, maybe just keep an eye on him a little bit. Not like I can do anything anyway. I'm not bloody. I don't do anything, but yeah, I just want to know how he's doing and getting on because he is a good player. He's got all the attributes to be, a top talent. But at the moment, just doesn't seem to be going for him. So yeah, it would be nice. Glenn's just said as well, could Kitchen play left back? He likes to run forward with the ball, doesn't he? I think he can take a. Could he take a player on? I'm not sure. There's that option, isn't there? But I just think Kitchen and Thomas just know each other so well, and obviously along with Collins as well. I think it just them three just work, don't they? At the minute, especially, all three of them are playing really, really well. So yeah, I'm happy with them three. If I'm honest, I think I missed Mark's question actually a few minutes ago. Yeah, I did. He said, "What's your starting 11 for Saturday?" My starting 11 for Saturday would probably be obviously Collins' goal, Milan, Thomas, Kitchen, Bidwell. I would go for a 4-3-3, and I would probably go Sheaf, Callum, and probably Latty. Play them three. Not necessarily as defensive as we were. We wouldn't be playing. Obviously, we're playing three up top, and I would go Wright, Sims, and Sakamoto. That would be my starting 11. So, Faith Maricos Vlogs, person turquoise waving. Not sure what that means on YouTube, but if you're waving, I'll wave back. Thank you very much for coming on, much appreciated. So we're coming up to 55 minutes. So we have been going a long time. Time does fly. Thank you very much for everybody that has listened on here, and anybody that's come up with a comment. Michael, that would be great if you could let us know how Howley is getting on. That would be much appreciated. I am on Twitter as well. As you can see, my Twitter handle is down here at PUSB1980. So you can send me a DM if you want, mate, on there. That'd be much appreciated. Next time, I will try and get TikTok live uploaded as well, because we are on TikTok as well. We are on Facebook and Instagram, and obviously X and YouTube. Please go and like and subscribe to anything we do. Go and have a look at the other videos that are on there as well. So, at All Things Sky Blue, thank you very much. Much appreciated for listening. Have a happy Christmas and have a great new year. Obviously, will you see me now? So I won't be doing anything next week. And it will probably be the week after. So we probably will be in 2024. How scary is that? So yeah, we'll probably be in the new year. So like I said, if I don't speak to you or see you before, have a good Christmas and have a good New Year. And thanks everyone for being part of All Things Sky Blue, because it's not just us five that do the stuff. It's about you guys that come on and interact with us as well. Your Roy Shropshire, Faith, Michael, your average Cov fan, Stephen McGavin, Steve Slack, Matthew Harvey, Rob Shoesmith, Sky Blue Sam, your under average Cov fan, Dalraj Singh. Let me just go back, see if there's anybody else that I've missed today. Sky Blue Sam, Overage Fan, Brandon Hayes. So thank you everyone once again. Have a good Christmas and have a good New Year. Thank you very much.